class of 2011, Isaac Ambrose John, the son of Roger and Katie John of Catania. During his tenure at Catania High School, Isaac earned a 4.42 GPA. Isaac has served as a National Honor Society member, class cabinet representative, varsity soccer and track and field captain, yearbook business manager, and member of his church worship team. Isaac's accomplishments and awards include Lions Club Student of the Month, Science Olympiad, silver medalist in remote sensors, Distinguished Honor Roll, 9 varsity sports letters, Social Studies and Math Department Awards, Wendy's Heisman Award, U.S. Navy Distinguished Scholar Award, second place in his age group in the Pittsburgh Marathon, and has participated in several mission trips including to Africa and Panama. Isaac will attend Columbia International University to major in Bible and Pastoral Ministries. And now, Isaac Ambrose John.
Survived 2,160 days together, although for some of us that number is a lot smaller. We've survived with some people we may not ever want to see again, with some teachers that will never understand us, and we've survived with grades that never quite got to where our parents wanted them. But really, none of that is important. Half of the things we've learned just this year will have disappeared by the time we need them for college and work in the next couple of months. Summer is coming, and we will try to forget waking up just early enough to look presentable at school and still get there close enough to on time. We will forget the agonizing, air-conditionless days when the sun tempted us to skip the last few days of school. But let me present to you something that should be remembered. 2 years ago, about this time, one person stood up for what she thought was right, causing the entire graduating class of 2009 to step out of their comfort zones in prayer. An entire student body both prayed to God despite their predispositions and past as a way of overcoming forces that tried to shut God up. And I tell you today that is the only thing that matters. Many of you will ignore what I'm saying, counting down until the next chance to party and celebrate, waiting for me to finish, and most certainly not understanding why I chose this opportunity to say this. But only one thing could make me nervously shaking as I anticipate this moment and stand up in front of all of you to tell you this that I know is true. Every single person here will be searching for something to make us happy. Until some of you realize that will never come without God. The man Jesus, who is the only one to live a perfect life, control death, and overcome it, is the only person capable of providing true happiness. So some of you who abhor what I'm saying right now, remember this, because you may realize one day that this has always been true, and God has always loved you, despite what any of us have done or will do. Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide, and the way is easy that leads to destruction. And those who enter by permitted, can't believe we're practically done. And now, so am I. Congratulations again.
The valedictorian of the class of 2011 is Andrew Scott Geyser, the son of Scott and Mary Jo Geyser of Worthington. During his time at Catania High School, Andrew earned a 4.54 GPA. Andrew has served as president of Student Council, National Honor Society member, class cabinet representative, senior school board representative, yearbook editor, Science Olympiad team member, and treasurer of his church youth group. Andrew's accomplishments and awards include Lions Club Student of the Month, Trip Total Media Outstanding Citizen Gold Medal Finalist, Challenge Program Award winner for Best GPA, DAR Good Citizen Award, United States Marine Corps Scholastic Excellence Award, United States Marine Corps, United States Navy Inspirational Leadership Award, Science Olympiad medals, Distinguished Honor Roll, 2 letters in varsity soccer, and a winner of Biology and Chemistry Department Awards. Andrew will attend Duquesne University to major in pharmacy. And now,
First of all, to Superintendent Dr. Chap, Principal Mr. Rummel, Assistant Principal Dr. Fisher, board members, and other honored guests and parents, welcome. On behalf of the class of 2011, we thank you so much for sharing this remarkable day with us. I know everyone says it, but I need to reiterate how proud I am to stand before you today. When I found out that I needed to start writing this speech, I was really nervous. After all, it's been a heck of a journey, hasn't it? 12 years have flown by, and I know I can barely comprehend that. I did the math, and we have spent over 16,380 hours together throughout kindergarten to 12th grade. That's right, over 16,000 hours later, we're still a great group of kids. Apparently it's expected that I stand up here with advice to usher this class into the next stage of our lives, to administer words of wisdom, or to deliver something groundbreaking. Well, I have news for everyone here. I didn't have anything like that. In fact, I'm supposed to stand up here at the age of 18 and give you advice about pursuing the rest of your life. But how am I supposed to do that when I have no idea what my own life has in store for me, let alone the some 100+ graduates sitting before me? Well, after some careful consideration, I decided to seek outside help. I did what any other normal high school student would do, and I Googled how to write a valedictorian speech. Well, that was a bust. All I found was a list of things not to do, such as avoid saying that we entered here as strangers and left as wildcats. I read that and was like, oh boy, there goes my whole speech. So after finding nothing on the internet, I just listened for ideas. I had one suggestion to do a rap to Pretty Girl Rock. I figured I just didn't have what it took, so I kept listening. And eventually I heard what I needed. So class of 2011, here's my advice for the future. First off, we officially had our last senior day on June the 1st. I was talking to my best friend about it, and she put it best. The only word that can really describe the last day is bittersweet. I guess that I never really understood what it meant until the time came to say goodbye. As I stand here before you, I can say that I fully understand its meaning. So my advice to all of you is to cast aside the days of learning vocabulary vicariously through those dreaded orange books and set off to discover your own definition. I kept listening for more words of wisdom and found a warning. Someone said to me, well, welcome to the real world. It's not all that great after graduation. Life is hard. I thought about that and started to worry. But then I figured, if you can survive one of Miss Rainy Pool's research report deadlines, then we should have no problem with the rest of our lives. Bring on the real world. No, but in all honesty, we have here today what it takes to tackle the real world. So go out into the real world, class of 2011, where people stop being polite and start acting real, and embrace it with open arms. It might not be easy, but it won't break you if you don't let it. Allow me to leave you with one final thought. Mr. Beatty always said that to solve problems in his class, that he needed a toolkit. I never really understood what that meant. Not a physical toolkit, of course, but a metaphorical one. You approach the problem and open your toolkit, and inside you use your tools. The concepts that you've mastered, the equations that you've memorized, and the ideas that you've learned. And then I read a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote, where he said, we are all adventurers, each sailing out on a voyage of discovery, guided each by a private chart, of which there is no duplicate. The world is all gates, all opportunities. Maybe the toolkit that Mr. Beatty was talking about is kind of like a key ring, and each key on it is a lesson or experience that we have learned. The world is full of gates, class of 2011. We have been given this key ring as we graduate here today. Use it. Find the doors that need to be open, and keep closed those that need to remain shut. Once again, I thank you for this opportunity to speak during this very special time. And I would like to personally congratulate everyone here today on the completion of this vital portion of our lives. Thank you.
The class of 2011 has chosen as its speaker Dr. Deborah Snyder. Dr. Snyder has been teaching for 32 years, with 29 years being at the Armstrong School District. She has been a coach, advisor, as well as a technology integrator for the district. Dr. Snyder is a true advocate for the students of Katanning High School. And now it's my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Dr. Deborah Snyder.
First and foremost, I want to thank you, the class of 2011, for allowing me to be a participant in this very special night. I was honored with your request, and I am humbled before you in this audience. I'm nervous too. I hope that my message will be meaningful and maybe at least somewhat worth remembering. I want to talk to you this evening about my dad. You might wonder what my dad has to do with graduation and what you could possibly learn from him. Actually, when I was 18 and sitting in your seat, I thought the same thing. What can I learn from my dad? And that was a long time ago. When you graduate, the world revolves around you, doesn't it? Don't you think that everything has to do with you? You are going out into the world and you know it all. I thought that too. But before you tune me out and start concentrating on the time, or your shoelaces, or you begin watching to see if the grass will grow while I'm talking, I ask that you listen for just a little bit. You see, once upon a time, I didn't think my dad had anything important to say either, but I was wrong. So, meet my dad. His name is Dean Aiden, and he taught me things that I think will be important to you also. While I was growing up, my dad was a dairy farmer. We were what was called a farm family, because our family made its living completely from a dairy farm. Now let me tell you, being a farmer's daughter has some embarrassing things to it. First of all, you are the victim of all those farmer daughters jokes. Oh, your dad's a dumb farmer. And then, whenever it's time to clean the barn, and your bus comes home and drops you off, and there's that wonderful aroma, little embarrassing. There you are getting off the bus and everybody's going, oh my gosh. So being a farmer's daughter has its embarrassments too.
This year's Ford City High School salutatorian is Tanner David Fiskus, son of David and Patty Fiskus of Manor Township. Tanner is a man of class. He's a first-class scholar, committed to a standard of excellence seldom seen in today's classroom. He pays attention to detail, goes beyond expectation, and shows a constant determination to excel. More importantly, Tanner embraces learning for its own sake, not for a grade and not for a class rank, although as you see tonight, he managed both. It has been a delight to see Tanner manage time, pursue project goals, and march to his own drum. Because he marches to his own drum and manages to set and achieve a high standard, Tanner has become a Ford City leader. He inspires classmates to get involved, to make a commitment, to follow through. He initiated a new volleyball team, led National Honor Society, and has created websites that are commercially successful and currently making their way into cyberspace for all the world to see. Tanner Fiskus will be enrolled this fall at Robert Morris University in their Computer Information Systems Department. He will undoubtedly continue to spin ideas into cyberspace, giving a helping hand where needed, and showing the people of Pittsburgh the finest caliber man that Ford City High School produces, Tanner Fiskus.
Every day, we take a step toward the future, a path that is a change from the past. My fellow classmates, we've embraced change throughout our entire journey from childhood until where we happily stand today. Our accomplishments have driven us to become successful in our world of constant movement. Take a look around us. Every one of us has connected using a form of technology. Whether it be your phone, your laptop, or even sharing songs on your iPod. It's evident that our demand for constant change is so high, but let's take a moment to hit the pause button and be thankful for everything that has gotten us to where we stand today. Parents, family, faculty, administration, your dedication to help us move forward has greatly impacted our lives today. To my parents and family, I thank you for all the support you have contributed toward helping me reach my goals. Students, take a look into the crowd. These individuals before us are devoting their time to honor our success. I would like each of you to take the time and personally thank them for all the effort they have put in over the years. As we stand before you as a whole, it's clear to say we have grown up in a world that depends on the innovations of new technology. Taking a look back into 7th grade, we sat on our knees begging our parents to buy us a cell phone. Why? Because someone else had one and we had to have one too. Little did we all know, this device was the best thing that has ever happened to us. Every day, we stay in contact with those around us. They have become a necessity in our everyday lives. The moment we lose sight of it, we start to panic and run around the house, driving our parents insane. When it comes to making a decision on what to do on a Saturday night, our cell phones become our gateway for finding something to do. At the football games, we will be lost without being able to call our friends and see where they're standing. The way in which we rely on and communicate with each other has changed so rapidly that we have been forced as individuals to adapt to this transformation. It used to be fascinating that we could take pictures on our phone, but now we're amazed by the fact that we can Facebook creep and see what everyone else is posting and liking. The growth of Facebook has allowed for us to connect on a new level than our previous generations. We spend our time wondering what our fellow classmates are doing. Our obsession with being connected has allowed for us to become a very close set of young adults. We get to learn that someone's favorite artist is Taylor Swift, someone's favorite thing is a tanning bed, or that someone's favorite TV show is Degrassi, based on our life in 30 days. As well, we continue to be completely honest with each other by spreading our words of thought through the Truth Is game. Truth is, we are a close group of students with hopeful ambitions for our future. Whether we have gained the most likes on our status post or just dropped our phone in the bathtub, technology has impacted our life on a daily basis. As the world moves towards innovations in touchscreen technology, the sizes of our devices tend to shrink in size. This is when we get frustrated at our parents for complaining they can't read the font size on the screen. Despite the fact that our technologies continue to shrink in size, our dreams and actions continue to grow. Looking down the road, some of us will be doctors, lawyers, managers, teachers, musicians, or military personnel. But one thing is certain, we will have gotten there by accepting the diversity by which we are surrounded. Being such a small group, we have all gotten to know each other on a certain level. It's safe to say that we accept each person for who they are and have grown friendships to last a lifetime based upon our interests. We could easily walk down the hallway and point out each person and say what they're good at. Although some of us don't see the advantage, Ford City High School has truly allowed us to become who we are. Our talents and treasures are portrayed daily, and no matter what it is, we continue in support of others' dreams while accepting the diversity within us all. It may be Anna singing in German during the middle of a chemistry class, Kent placing 7th in the state for track, Cody wearing a Teletubby costume for Bleacher Creatures at a basketball game, Stephanie composing her own music based on Alice in Wonderland, or Alejandra and Sarai amazing us by speaking in their own language. We all have truly unique qualities. When you put us all together, we don't only make the Ford City High School class of 2011. We make a group of individuals who are able to cooperate, succeed, and most importantly, accept what life throws our way. When we reunited our class reunion years from now, I will be happy to see the outcome of this long journey we have traveled together. Our work and dedications through the years will have paid off. Cramming last minute for an AP bio test, spending over 30 hours constructing a full-scale castle and blueprints for English, learning to take notes so fast you think your hands will fall off, or filming Miss Gibbon and Mr. Strobel doing the burning. All of our accomplishments have successfully sent us forward in this new stage of life that we are about to set off into. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, the best thing about the future is that it comes only one day at a time. Let's embrace ourselves and everyone around us as we continue to thrive through both change and diversity. Let's live each day and continue down the charging cord until we have reached fully charged. But don't unplug the cord, because in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years.
It says that this young man is a goal setter. He has determination to get a job done, and he was also respected enough among his classmates to win their vote and to follow his direction as they traversed the senior year. Anyone who knows Christopher recognizes a competitive spirit as a driving force in his life. He wants to compete and he wants to win. He spurred the Quiz Bowl team to seriously prepare for their opponents, and he covets the moment his beloved golf team defeated Freeport and won the section title in golf. He pushed himself and his classmates to new academic challenges, very often initiating strenuous undertakings, then turning it into a competition. Christopher is the son of Steve and Diana Ignatz and will leave his Manor Township home to attend Duquesne University in the fall. His ultimate goal is to become an orthopedic surgeon. But there is no question that along the way, Christopher will continue to inspire others, pushing them to find a higher standard. For tonight, however, is Christopher Ignatz, the valedictorian, the class president, the friend, the role model, and a man on his way to life's next challenge. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Christopher Ignatz.
Thank you, Dr. Solak. It is truly an honor to be standing here before you all tonight. I knew weeks ago that I would have to come before you to address the graduating class of 2011. With more than enough time to prepare, I did what every scholar student does. I waited until last night to start this, doing so by searching the internet for great commencement speeches and inspirational quotes. After a lengthy time of searching, I realized that these individuals before you are too unique and diverse to simply plagiarize a speech off of Wikipedia or any of the many reliable internet sources. Therefore, I sat there switching focus between a blank Word document and my iPod. Then it hit me. To me, our class is like one big iPod. The individuals that compose it are so unique and different, like the many apps and songs on one's iPod. But we have blended together, making for one carefree, fun grouping. We have also changed dramatically over the past 13 years that many of us have spent together. To me, this change is like the advancement in technology of Apple's device. Recently, we changed the entire school into dancers that illustrated new ways to move it like Bernie. It is my greatest hope that we will continue to change for the better and use our differences to make a difference in this world. It is true that we have made some fond memories during the glory days we spent together, such as Gabe Valasek getting his head stuck in a bus door, and more recently, winning this trophy for teaching members of the faculty who the real golfers are by defeating them in the Mercy Cup. But if we want to make a difference, we cannot focus on the past. We must maintain the ability to advance, like technology, and be the change in the world, rather than letting the world change us as we carry on with our lives. With this being said, I feel that to use our talents and unique abilities, we must remember Carpe Diem, 2 words that were above Mrs. Keller's chalkboard throughout the year. Now, whether you notice them or not, or even know what they mean, I will tell you that you should remember them for the rest of your lives. I first heard them when I was on a tour of Johns Hopkins University, and to this day I strive to live up to their meaning. It is a Latin phrase meaning seize the day, or in simpler terms, live each day as if it were your last. This means that we need to cherish the busy days we often dread. Like when many of my fellow athletes had to go from school directly to practice before working for the remainder of the evening. By making the most of every day and keeping this idea in mind, you will be able to undergo further positive change and better the world in which we live. So, class of 2011, I ask that as we disembark from this portion of our lives into and enter a new phase, please use your talents and capabilities to make a difference. Live every day as if it were your last. By doing so, you will create timeless memories that will resist change, even though change will be what brought these memories. Before I conclude, I would like to thank those that got my classmates and I this far. So thank you, Mr. Cominos, Mr. Timmons, members of the school board, faculty and staff of this institution, and lastly, my family. I also want to give a special thanks to my mother, who always expected the best out of me and those involved with my life. For those teachers and faculty listening tonight, I do apologize for her insisting that I be called Christopher, not Chris, Chubbs, or any other name. That was just her way of setting the bar for me. Finally, I want to close by thanking my classmates one last time, especially those that paid me $10 to mention their names in my speech. Alex Spashewski, Ashley Grivick, Danny Russo, Gabe Valasek, Danny Russo, and Garrett Sigler. Together, we have changed into the individuals we are today, and when there seems to be an obstruction, such as a Mrs. Bort's calculus test, hindering your ability to make a difference, face it with courage, remembering Admiral Farragut's words, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead!